Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cardin YouTube channel. Today you guys are going to get a little bit of a break from me because Cavan Booth is back at the Cardin with his third video for the channel. Cavan's here today to carry on this magic series where Cavan gives advice to magicians who are looking to better themselves. And Cavan today is going to talk you through how he prepares for a gig and any tips and advice he has for you. Just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the Cardin YouTube channel recently. We just hit past 500 subs, so thanks for your watches and your likes, guys. The support is appreciated, and hopefully that means we'll be bringing out better and better content. So that's enough from me, guys. I'm going to hand you over to Cavan.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cardin. My name is Cavan Booth, and I've made a couple of videos here on the Cardin YouTube channel, so you can go and check those out, and make sure to subscribe to the Cardin YouTube channel, of course. But I also have a YouTube channel of my own, and over on that channel I like to teach magic every so often. And today I'm going to be teaching you something, I guess. It's a bit of advice about how to prepare for your first magic gig, because this is something I've not really seen too much about online, about actually physically preparing to enter your first paid gig. So you've been paid to perform magic at an event, at a party, a wedding, whatever. I mean, if your first magic gig is a wedding, you're doing very well, I will say that. As someone that has done a few gigs now, I totally understand that going into your first one, it is difficult to prepare. I'm going to be talking about prop management, about all the things you should consider going into a gig, some of the things that you might need to take with you that you might not really think about, and your whole presentation. And we're going to start with that, the presentation. First things first, how do you dress? That is something that I really struggled with, about what to wear going into your gig, and what I would suggest is make sure you understand with the people that have organised the event what the dress code is. And that really comes into a massive part of it, actually, communication with the person who's organised this event. You need to talk to them, you need to ask them what the event is like, what's going to happen, and so that you get a better idea of what to do. Once you've sorted out the dress code, you also need to really think about what time you arrive. I know this seems pretty basic, but you really need to get that right, because if you're late, that's a bad impression, and every gig you do might lead to future events. There might be people there who are looking to hire a magician, and you are a magician that they could potentially hire, so you need to make a good impression. So make sure to get there at least sort of 10 minutes before they recommend you getting there, just so that you are absolutely on time. If you get stuck in traffic, at least you've got that 10-minute leeway. Another thing you need to think about in the run-up to the actual event is having business cards. Now, you might already have business cards. If you've got a paid event, it might be through a business card. But if you don't, absolutely get some business cards printed off. You can get them printed really cheaply with a company like Vistaprint. You just choose a template and do it, and it's quite cost effective. If you want to go the more sort of premium route, you definitely can do, but a business card at an event is brilliant, because every time you finish a performance, ideally you should be handing out a business card. You are essentially continually advertising yourself as a magician. And make sure you take the right amount with you. You don't want to take a full box and sort of be stumbling around dropping business cards everywhere because you've got too many of them. Just take the right amount, and again, communicate with the person who's organised the event how many people are going to be there. Knowing how many people are going to be there sets you up perfectly to know how long you should perform and how many tricks you should take. Because if you're going to be performing to everyone all at once in one big show, you don't need that many tricks. If you're doing a big stage show, if that's the sort of magic that you do, which is quite unusual at sort of parties and weddings and stuff, but it can happen, you basically need about 20 minutes of tricks. And that doesn't mean you need 20 tricks. Often, I find you overpack for magic gigs. I'm still doing it. I'm still taking things out of my magic case and emptying my pockets before a gig, because I always have this little worry that I've not taken enough magic. And honestly, you're probably overestimating the amount of magic you need to take. You are not taking every trick you know to this event. So yeah, make sure to pack light and take the tricks that you really need. And a lot of that comes into just planning your repertoire in general. That's probably a whole different video. I might do that on my channel at some point. Plan your repertoire, know what stuff you're doing and what stuff you're not doing, and really make notes. Plan it through thoroughly, get all your backup tricks organised in case things go wrong. You need to be thinking about all those things before a gig as well, which is a lot of the work, and that should be sort of a couple of days set aside just to plan what tricks you're doing. And once you've got that and that works, then you can apply that formula to every future gig. So yeah, plan your tricks, pack light, and make sure you know how many people are there and what sort of magic you're going to be doing. Once you've planned your repertoire and your routines, then it's about managing the room. So you've arrived at the event, who are you going to perform to first, and how are you going to start performing. Because at my first ever gig, I've made a whole video about my first ever gig because it was disastrous and quite funny, looking back on it. At the time it wasn't funny, but one of the things I actually really struggled with was going up to people to perform. I ended up, for quite a lot of the gig, just sort of standing around awkwardly and not wanting to interrupt, and that is such the wrong thing to do. As a magician, you basically have permission to interrupt them. It feels wrong the first time you do it, it really feels like you're cutting in, but if you do it in the right way, if you do it politely and, you know, enthusiastically, I guess, but not to sort of scare them off, you know, if you do it in the right way, and that balance will just come with experience. And finally, my final piece of advice is to do with that. Experience. Again, don't expect this to be the best gig of your life or the best performance you've ever done. You might have performed for friends and family. This is going to be very different. At your first gig, these are strangers, the whole room is strangers, and you will feel slightly on the outside of that. But you're the entertainment, you're not a guest at the event, so don't feel like you're sort of on the outside of these social bubbles. You're the entertainment, and ultimately you should dive right in there, have fun, and enjoy it. That is ultimately what you should do at your first gig. It's just for the enjoyment of it. And at the end you get paid, so that's great. Yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the Card In, as well as myself. I am working on a lot of big projects at the moment. Some of them might be playing card related, so yeah, stay tuned for those, and I'll see you very soon, very soon, or very soon, as most people say.
So first of all, thank you, Cavan, for producing that video for the Card In. Very informative and very helpful for magicians out there. There's lots and lots of magic tutorials and how to better your technical ability. There's not as many tips and advice videos on actually being a magician, how to better yourself in terms of your performance, how to prepare for gigs. The point of this series with Cavan at TCI is to inform and educate magicians and just help them become better at their craft, not just the technical ability, but the social, the psychological, and the actual working aspect of it. So if you guys did like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, I'll catch you guys later on.